Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss why I have decided to remodel almost all of the Greebly pieces for C-3PO and the Death Star droid. Where to start? Okay, so the main thing is I started that C-3PO Dawn Post scan. I was cleaning it up, and then it turned into like, hey, I'm going to make this into a costume because it's pretty cool. So I'm working on that. I'll do a video on that really soon to show progress and what I'm up to with that, because it has been in the works. And in the process, you know, I'm trying to make that thing 3D printable as possible for like the average person at home. And I decided that a lot of the Greebly pieces are due to be updated, just the better 3D models of some of them. And I figured I may as well put some consideration into how they're going to go on the suit and make them more easy to print for the average Joe. So to start with, the one that kind of cued me off into doing this was the C-3PO head antenna. This is this is the original one that I did. This was printed at Shapeways. This is a 3D print from Shapeways. It's made out of nylon. It's really sturdy. I've been using it for like 6 or plus years now, and it's held up great. This one was modeled off of the Episode 2 C-3PO, which has a narrower stem here for some reason, but there's really good profile pictures to have it, and that was my only reference at the time when I did this. Some of the other suits are slightly different, and I actually like some of the other ones more, so I've changed the model over the last couple of years and printed different versions that are similar, but not quite the same. This one is actually done on the Form 2. You can see it's very clean. That printer works great, but most people don't have access to a printer like that. And you can get an FDM printer that prints with filament for like $200 now. So I figure if someone wants to do one of these builds and they buy a printer for it, this isn't going to be really an option for them, at least doing it cleanly. They'd have to use support material and have a lot of cleanup. So I wanted to make a version like this, which looks pretty good. Looks really good. Now this is basically no cleanup. There's no support material used for this at all. This is basically how I did this is it prints in a whole bunch of parts so that it doesn't require any support material. And then it assembles, and I'll show you the pieces here. I've got another one that I printed. So you have a stem, this one piece. There is your smallest washer. This has a tiny little flange on one side. And then the other pieces stack here, like so. The top of the stack, little washers. And then a bolt goes through. Now this isn't quite the right size. This is the right thread count. This is a 440. Now the one that you want for this piece, you want a 2.5 inch long 440 thread Allen key, but this one has a knurled tip. Don't get the knurl, it doesn't quite fit right. The one without the knurling will fit down into the top of this, so that bolt will go all the way through, which adds a lot of strength to this, and it also will stick out the other end so you can screw it into the helmet. And then there's just a little cap that you would either epoxy or put a massive amount of super glue and just attach it, and it should stay on for forever. It's going to be pretty sturdy. So then you have a full C-3PO head antenna that didn't require any support. And it looks, this is the bad one. Let me get the good one up here. God, I'm getting rambly. So this is the good one. And it's, you know, basically it's really clean. Comes out nice. Once it's glued together and painted, nobody will know that it's a 3D printed part. So next is the neck Greeblies, which go in C-3PO's neck over here. This is the new 3D printed one that I'm making. You can see on the back they have an opening here where they take a 1/4x20 threaded bolt. This one's way too long, by the way. This just to show that that head will fit in there. And then there's like a little cap that goes over, like on this one, where I actually 3D printed the bolt. This isn't printed in, but is an experiment. This comes out. But you can see there's like a little cap that will go over and seal it up. So you would glue the bolt in, put the cap on, and glue that all in place, and it should be really sturdy. And then you got a 3D printed neck bolt that looks pretty accurate. The one thing that's probably not accurate on this are the knurls. I did them a little bit oversized just because when I did them smaller, the slicing software wasn't picking them up for some reason. I think if I had a finer nozzle on my printer. Like right now I have a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. I think if I had a finer nozzle, my slicing software would pick them up at a little bit smaller size, but this was the closest I could get at 0.4 millimeters. My original version is actually a little bit too fine. The real movie suits are somewhere in between these two. It's about half as many as this and double as many as this, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm getting too rambly. But I wanted to keep all of the bolts uniform. So what I mean by that is that this will take a 1/4x20 bolt. That's what it accepts. And I wanted to just keep these 1/4x20 bolts available so I could just keep some in my toolbox. So I'm doing all of the bolts pretty much on the whole suit minus the head antenna are going to be the same size. So I've made elbow caps for the elbow bolts that are the same size. The side bolts that go here on 3PO, same size, so you can see that they take the same size bolt. Everything, just fits together. See that magic? And then I would just plug right in, and then now you've got your little cap on the end. But this way, especially if you're wearing this as a costume, and you're out somewhere and you lose a piece or something breaks, you can always go pick up these little bolts. They're very easy to find at local hardware stores or even Walmart, and you won't be out of luck with some like custom quarter turn kind of accessory. So I kind of like that. I also did the same thing with the RA-7 Greeblies that go on the head, because the head Greeblies and the neck Greeblies that actually screw together to hold the helmet together are all the same. I made them look the same on the outside. The profile is the same, and now they've got the same bolt pattern in the back. It just makes everything easier. And now typically with these bolts, I am using a T-nut like this, which you can get at the hardware store. This is kind of what I have in C-3PO's neck right now, and in the inside of C-3PO's elbows, and on the inside of the torso where the torso bolts go together. So anyway, I just wanted to show that. Trying to make everything as easy as possible for everybody. I will be uploading these relatively soon. The Don Post parts that I'm working on, this is a casting. This isn't the Don Post stuff. This is something different. The Don Post 3PO build that I'm doing, I will hopefully start posting those pieces soon. I'm trying to get the helmet all worked out, and I'm going to do a video on that in the next, maybe even today, the next day or two, to show you where I'm at. It's going to take a little while, but I want to show you the progress because I've gotten pretty far with it, and I think it's coming along really nice. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got too much stuff to do. I will see you kids soon. Later!